Today we're gonna make a marinated tomato and stone fruit salad. It's super easy and you can make it ahead because the longer it sits, the better it tastes. So it picnics really well and it's great for a barbecue or just an easy casual lunch. Phenomenal. You are not gonna wanna miss this salad. Let's get into it. So marinated stone fruit and tomato salad is actually super easy. It just requires a little bit of knife work and like time, and you're good. So let's get into it. I've got probably about 1.5 pounds tomatoes here. I'm not gonna make a huge salad because I am but one person. Now, all we're gonna do is kind of chop them all up and put them in here. I like to do kind of mismatched sizes and shapes just for a little textural interest to the salad. So I'm kind of, I'm not going to make them all even or, symmetrical. I want that kind of fun variety, right? I like to get a bunch of different colors and, just really make it a beautiful, fun salad because, this is what summer's about. Am I right? I've got some, tops from either salads, or sandwiches, or I made a galette. So, I'm gonna use every piece of these, and this is a great way to use up kind of those bits and pieces that you might not have, otherwise have used. Okay, now I've got some baby tomatoes because I cannot, or cherry tomatoes, they're not babies, I cannot resist picking up way too many. I'm gonna cut them in like uneven, fun, like side slants and stuff so that, there's some interest to your salad. Now, if your knife is not sharp enough to do this, then you can use a serrated knife. That is always a great option when cutting tomatoes. All right, so you can use stone fruit of choice, plums, peaches, nectarines, cherries, pluots, whatever all those varieties of like plum combos are, you can use those. I'm gonna use peaches and cherries. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my peach. I'm gonna cut it in kind of, on the angle ways so that it's not, it's not an expected looking piece, right? And if there's like a bit of bruising, like it doesn't matter because this is going to be marinated and it's all gonna be juicy and fabulous. And hold on. Oh, she good. Okay, just checking. I don't wanna like poison anyone. Ooh, so good. Boo! With the cherries, I am just going to, I'm going to cut around the center of them. You could use a pitter, but there really is no point. I'm just going to use halves. And then when I get to the other side, I am going to slice around the back and kind of peel them open so as to easily release the pit. Oh, no, you didn't. Please have hit my hair. You did. Nice. Okay, so anyways, carrying on. You could, of course, put gloves on if you didn't want, red nails today. Right. So, stone fruit, tomatoes, everything's in there. It's time for the accoutrements, if you will. I'm going to put a little bit of shallot. You could also use red onion. That would be lovely. Vidalia would also be delightful. But I love the garlicky, oniony flavor of shallot, and I think it blends beautifully with this dish. So that's what I'm using. Now, I don't peel the whole thing because I'm not going to use the whole thing. So I am going to use my mandolin. So we're going to do about like a tablespoon, if you will. You could absolutely slice this by hand, but I want those beautiful thin slices, and so I am going to use this to get that really nice, like fine slice. And almost the way that when we marinate them, we're gonna put a little bit of vinegar in there and they're kind of break down the shallots so they're not quite so intense, if you will. And that's gonna be really nice. So we got our shallot. I don't want if you love onions or something, you can put a ton in there. I don't care. But I don't particularly love raw onion. All right, grab myself, I got purple basil because I hit it big at the market this week. But if you have regular basil, that would be great. I'm going to take those and I'm going to kind of shove them all inside the biggest leaf. And then I'm going to roll them and chiffonade, which just means really, really, really thinly slice. If your knife is not sharp, you will smoosh it. And then it will still taste fine. All right, I'm going to pop that in here. it up a little bit. The important thing to remember here is it's not that serious. So we are going to mix this. Normally, I would mix this to taste. I would just kind of mix, and then I would add a little, taste a little, add a little, taste a little, and that is how I would make this salad. But for you, I'm going to measure. That's how you know I love you. So I'm not going to measure my pepper. So I'm going to put a little, like 5 cracks of pepper in there. Start with about a half a teaspoon of salt. I've got it measured in here. Normally I would just do like a little pinch, but I don't want to get it, I mean, I don't want it to be all on one section, right? So I'm just gonna toss this, and then I'm gonna start adding I'm gonna do olive oil and also white balsamic vinegar. These little OXO things, bomb, right? Bomb. And drizzle. Add a little bit more salt. All right, it's about a tablespoon of white balsamic, I would say, that I use total. I'm just gonna put that all in at one time. And then I'm gonna toss, right? Just give it a nice little toss here. And then I am gonna taste. Very important. I'm gonna put the rest of my oil in. Now I have reserved a little of my half teaspoon of salt because as they kind of leach their moisture, as the flavors start to meld, we might want to add additional salt, and I have not added all of my salt at one time. Okay, so, but the thing is that you don't want to add it all one time and then be like, whoa, that's too much. If that happens, no fear. You can add a little bit more vinegar. You can add some more tomatoes if you have them. But I'm gonna cover this with plastic wrap, and I'm gonna let this sit at room temperature and kind of just meld and marinate, and at least 30 minutes. But you know, you could definitely do it several hours ahead of time. It sits really nicely. It only gets better. So, fun fact. Now we wait. So, our salad has been sitting about an hour. The flavors have melded, the basil has kind of, some of that flavor has dispersed throughout, the salt has interspersed. A beautiful thing happens when you salt tomatoes and some of their juices come out. All of those flavors mix with the olive oil and the little bit of vinegar, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So, without further ado, I'm gonna scoop some up. I like to serve it with something that's gonna soak up all of this beautiful sauce that's down here, right? So like, do not waste this sauce. This sauce is the savoir, okay? I like to serve it with some quinoa, rice, something that's gonna soak that up. You can also, this is amazing on toast, avocado toast even if you want. Like, the world is your oyster here with this. Like, it's just the most phenomenal salad on its own, but with everything else, oh, so good. All right. So I've got a bit of everything on here. You can of course add to this. You can put avocado in here. You can put the quinoa in it. You know, really, so many options here. Oh, yes, it's amazing. All of the flavors have melded together. You get like a little bit of like the shallot flavor with the basil, and like the salt and tomatoes, and a little sweetness from the stonefruit. It's really, oh, the salad is amazing. Like, I cannot even. I don't know, I can't say it any other way. It's absolutely phenomenal. Yes.